In the digital voting, the digital audit, we were made admins on the membership system, and so we had access to information that we could go into at any time to check that no member had voted more than once, that no vote was edited, and that the number of votes cast matched the number of people recorded to have voted. We had a meeting with the tech team and were briefed about the system. So we also had regular meetings with the returning officers and staff team, and had updates on the enforcement of rules and the election processes. As you're aware, there was also a postal ballot. I oversaw in person the counting of the postal ballots. There were 22 votes cast through postal ballot. So I was there. I saw the postal ballots sealed in their envelopes and was there when they were opened. With the returning officer and staff, we verified the eligibility, and I observed them being put into the system. And then in terms of the election results, I was on a Zoom call this morning with the other tellers and independent scrutineer to view the results and ensure all the rules were followed. And I can confirm that no one had sight of the results before today. Okay, that's it from me. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Steph. We will also share a report from an independent third-party scrutineer in the coming days, as Steph has mentioned. We will publish that report on the Your Party website when we get it. But now we're going on to the main affair, the results of the election. First of all, a huge thank you to the candidates, campaigners, and the voters for taking part in this election. We're building a new kind of political party, one based on people power, not Westminster connections and big money. It is our mass membership that is our strength, and that is reflected in these elections. On which note, I am pleased to announce that the total number of voters across all elections was 25,347. Thank you to all members who exercised their democratic rights. That tally is out of a potential 40,985 verified full members, giving a turnout figure amongst the selectorate of 61.8%. Please note that this pertains to verified members only and does not include members who have not verified. Steph has explained the process in relation to postal ballots. I will now report the number of postal ballots. So the total number of voters returning ballot papers was 22. The number of ballot papers returned was 43. So bear in mind that each voter using the postal vote mechanism received 2 ballot papers, one for either their English region or their devolved nation, and one for the public office holders. The number of accepted ballots was 29. So 14 people returning 2 ballot papers, one person returning 1 ballot paper. Excluded on the basis of joined past the cutoff, there was 1 individual, so therefore 2 ballots were removed. Excluded on the basis of having already voted online by the time we opened the ballot papers, that was 4 individuals and 8 ballot papers. And excluded on the basis of not being members, 2 individuals and 4 ballot papers. Of the candidates who garnered the requisite number of endorsements to proceed to the ballot, 3 withdrew, 2 were removed from the ballot after the suspension of their party membership, and 3 were removed for either failing to submit an expenses report or doing so after the extended grace period that we ran for a couple of hours after the 5 p.m. the initial deadline on Tuesday. The full single transferable vote election count will be available on our website immediately after the conclusion of this call. For the sake of transparency, the election results were revealed to myself this morning in the presence of the members' oversight committee tellers and the independent scrutineer. whose report, as I say, will be published in due course. To recap, there were 24 seats up for election, elected on a regional or national basis, apart from 4 public office holders, MPs or councillors, who were voted on by all members. The election was carried out under single transferable vote in line with the Constitution. I can now announce the following results. For the purposes of time, I will read out those candidates who passed quota only, so those that have been elected, with the full results visible on the Your Party website. So in the public office holders section, there were four positions up for election, voted on by all members. There were no gender requirements for these seats, and the 4 candidates duly elected are Jeremy Corbyn, Zarah Sultana, Laura Smith, and Grace Lewis. So to repeat, the 4 public office holders elected were Jeremy Corbyn, Zarah Sultana, Laura Smith, and Grace Lewis. In the northwest of England, there were 2 seats up for election by members in the region, of which at least one had to be a woman. The 2 candidates duly elected for the northwest region were Sam Gorst and Dawn Aspinall. So to repeat, for the northwest, it's Sam Gorst and Dawn Aspinall. In the northeast of England, there were 2 seats up for election by members in the region, of which at least one had to be a woman. And the 2 successful candidates duly elected are Catherine Davis and Hannah Hawkins. So for the northeast, to repeat, it's Catherine Davis